Aurobindo's original writings in Sanskrit. Sanskrit was a language which was very much near and dear to Mother and Sri Aurobindo, and it is the language in which India's soul is expressed to the fullest. And anyone who wants to go deep into the heart of India, the knowledge of this language is must. So Sri Aurobindo not only spoke about Sanskrit language, and if you look at his contribution towards the Vedas, Upanishads, and Kalidas, Bhartrihari, both the epic, classical, and the Vedic languages, so his contribution is immense. And here we have many writings from him originally in Sanskrit. So if you look at the entire Sanskrit Vangmaya, you can find different ways of expression like poetic devices, Drishya Kavya, Shravya Kavya, and in Drishya Kavya you have Rupaka, all the dramas and plays. In Shravya Kavya you have Padya, poetry. There are also various other ways of expressing Gadya, the prose. And then the uniqueness of Sanskrit language is the sutra form of writing. I don't think the sutra way of writing exists in any other language. So then you have Bhashya and Vyakhyana Granthas, which have got a unique style. So Sri Aurobindo used almost all these poetic devices to express various things or his own experiences or his own vision using these poetic devices and using Sanskrit as the medium. So we have text like Bhavane Bharati, poetry from Sri Aurobindo, which is entirely an invocation of Mother India. Then we have Sri Aurobindo Upanishad, in which he has expressed his yogic experience or yogic vision in a very Upanishadic manner. The language and the style, everything is Upanishadic. Then we have Sapta Chatushtaya, a set of sentences which he received in Alipur jail, and these were his guidelines for his sadhana. Then we have Tantrika Siddhi Prakaranam, which is not yet published in manuscript form. And we have Kaivalya Upanishad Mantra Vakhya. So here he has interpreted in Sanskrit the first mantra of Kaivalya Upanishad, which also is not yet published. So I'll just give you a brief note on each text. Bhavane Bharati, it was composed sometime between 1904 and 1908. And it's entirely, as I told you, that it's an invocation of Mother India, only 99 verses. So far, a lot of people who are familiar with this text, they know that all these 99 verses are composed in a meter called Upajati. But I have done extensive research on the meters, the metrical patterns, and there I was going deep into the various patterns of Upajati. Upajati is a mixed meter of Indra Vajra and Upendra Vajra, where you find in each line 11 syllables, so altogether 44 syllables. And Upajati is a mixture. So there is only one Narayani Tika which gives various this combination of Indra Vajra and Upendra Vajra, how many varieties of Upajati that we can get. So Narayani Tika mentions 14 different types of Upajati meters we get in the Chanda Shastras and used by various poets. So I was a bit fascinated by this, and I did a little scanning of all the verses of Bhavane Bharati to see whether Sri Aurobindo has used all these 14 varieties of Upajati, and yes. So Sri Aurobindo has used all these 14 varieties of Upajati only in Bhavane Bharati, and all the 99 verses are not in Upajati as it is understood by many. So 81 verses are in Upajati, pure, all these 14 varieties of Upajati meter, and 17 verses are in purely Indra Vajra, and one verse in Upendra Vajra Chanda. And this text was confiscated by Calcutta police, and in 1985, Sri Aurobindo Ashram recovered it and published it. Now it is available in published form. So then we have Sri Aurobindo Upanishad, a very small text. It contains only, say, 27 lines, and It was written between 1910 to 1914, and his own spiritual experience, where he says that this Brahman is Satya and the Jagat is also Satya. Brahma Satya, Jagat Satya. So this is the essence of this Upanishad. Those who have time can purchase this book and go through it. It's a beautiful experience to read Sri Aurobindo in original Sanskrit. Now, Sapta Chatushtaya is a set of sentences which he received in Alipur jail, and afterwards, in 20th November 1913, he wrote it. This is what is mentioned in the record of yoga. So it's a part of the record of yoga, the new volumes which have come and are not yet published separately. So here, he speaks of seven quatrains explained here as Shanti Chatushtaya, Shakti Chatushtaya, Vijnana Chatushtaya, Sharira Chatushtaya, Karma or Leela Chatushtaya, Brahma Chatushtaya, and Yoga or Sansiddhi Chatushtaya. So this is one of, and this is again the uniqueness is that this text is written in Sutra style. So Sutra, like Bhavani Bharati is poetry, and Sri Aurobindo Upanishad is prose, and Sutra is a very unique style where you have the definition of Sutra as it is given by the Sutrakaras is Alpaksharam. It contains very minimum syllables, and Asandigdham, it is free from all doubt. Alpaksharam, Asandigdham, Saravat. So it is the essential, it brings out the essence of the entire idea which is expressed. Vishwatomukham, it has a wider applicability. Astobham, free from all errors. And Anavadyam, it contains a truth which is irrefutable by others. So this is the sutra form. Sapta Chatushtaya of Sri Aurobindo is in sutra form. And again, another text which is not yet published is Tantrika Siddhi Prakaranam. He actually wanted to bring out or write a full text on Tantra. So of which Tantrika Siddhi Prakaranam is just one chapter and only 38 lines are available. It is not yet published in manuscript form. So current is not there. I could have shown you the scanned version of the manuscript from archives. So this text in 2008 January issue of Mother India, so the text was published with an English translation done by me. And so this is again another work which gives a completely different, brings out the completely different dimension of the tantric knowledge. And then after that you have this Kaivalya Upanishad where you can see a Vyakhyana or Bhashya style. So he has taken only the first mantra of Kaivalya Upanishad. He has done the Anvaya, following the tradition of Vyakhyana style or Bhashya style. Then the Pratipada Padartha, the word by word meaning. And then the usual Gudhartha he brings out in 5 pages. In his own handwriting, the manuscript is available. Again, I also have the scanned version here. So this is how Sri Aurobindo, you can see how Sri Aurobindo has used all these poetic devices, the Padya, Gadya, Sutra and Bhashya style to bring out his own yogic or spiritual experiences or vision or poetry using Sanskrit as a language. So that's all my presentation about.